today's class. For today's class, we are looking at a new topic, register. Though it might be new because of the particular register we're looking at, but it is not new to you, I suppose. Alright, register simply means a group of words that are related to a particular profession, okay, skills, endeavor, and so on. A particular word or register may be found in other professions, but the meaning may be different. Alright, don't bother so much about the long English I've spoken. But what this simply means is a word can be found in these, or one word could mean different things. So if you can get a word that could mean different things, it means it belongs to different register. Register is not about your register in the class where your names are written, okay? And register does not mean a verb in this case, so I could tell you register your name. Alright, so it means the word register itself can fall as a good example, a good example for register itself under professions. But let's look at this now. Our focus is register that is peculiar to schools or educational settings, as the case may be. Now let's look at a very good example where we start having an idea what a register could mean. We have the word here, theater, right? A theater here for hospital. A theater is a room used for operation at the hospital, okay? But for a theater, for somebody who is in the arts line, let me use the word, this is more or less for the science, and this is more or less for the arts. For somebody in the arts line, okay, or should I say the entertainment line, when they hear the word theater, it means they're going there to have fun. But when they hear the word theater for the medical line, it's not a place to have fun. It's a very serious business. Though both serious, but most times this is life-threatening. Oh, yeah, let me use the word that way. Why this is more or less a relaxation for somebody who is going there. Right? So a theater for a hospital is an operation room, and a theater for the entertainers is a hall used for acting or for entertainment. So let's look at some of the examples of register that are peculiar or unique or particular to a particular profession with focus on school. We have classroom, right? Classroom. We have teacher. We have principal. I'll give you hints. Now, if you say classroom, it could be office when it comes to businesses now. It could be, there are offices in schools too, no doubt. But classroom could be like office, like if somebody is in a classroom to learn, somebody is working in a place could say, okay, I'm going to my office. But for a student, you call, I'm going to my classroom, I'm going to school. Now we have teachers, we have principal, we have prefects. Now prefects here are more or less like, if you understand, people who are given special recognition among the learners. We have nanny, we have the caregivers, we have the vice principal, we have the library, we have board students, pupils, and so on. Let's see more examples of register that we can find when it comes to school. We have the classwork and exercise, like for some professions they will say assignment, right? You can also put it as assignment for classroom situation like under school. We also have tests, we have continuous assessment, we have examination, we have suspension. I'm sure nobody wants to be suspended, right? In the case of a school now, you could be suspended, okay? But for a profession, you could say you could be given, you could also be suspended, okay? You can be, instead of expulsion, in the case of a workplace situation, it could mean being sacked, okay? It could be sacked. So we have assembly, we have uniform, okay, yes, uniform. This is like the unique, should I say the unifying factor, what makes everybody looks almost the same, okay? I have to use the word almost the same. You're wearing blue, you're wearing white, you're wearing this, so uniform, that attire we wear. Alright, we have the Parents-Teacher Association, and we also have subject, laboratory, BOSA, and so on. Now, I have to put this like run through so that you have an idea of what I want to say. Now let's use the word, I want to pick just one. Let me pick the subject now. The word subject here deals with what we are learning. That is every unique name of the context we are being taught is called a subject. It could be mathematics, it could be English language, it could be basic science or basic tech and so on. Now, the word, if I say I don't understand the subject, in this case I'm referring to a particular one, I'll call a name. Now, the word subject itself could mean a different thing. Let's take, for instance, you are a leader. Yes, you're a leader. The people with you, or the people you are leading, you can refer to them as your subject. Now, in this case, we are referring to persons in that case, but in this case, we are not referring to persons. Now, we have so many of such examples. If I say assembly now, if I say assembly, obviously we are talking about so many persons. Maybe you get the word from the base word assemble, to come together. But if I say assembly, it deals with the gathering. So every of these could mean so many things. If I say I want to assemble, somebody will definitely be thinking of a student or pupils, as the case may be. But for an engineer, it's like putting two things together. Let's say you want to copulate, the word could actually change. So when it comes to register, these are things that you are familiar with when it comes to school, and for an average student there are so many. I decided not to put here because I am giving you something to do. So if I put so much here, you could have little or nothing to add, but believe me, there are 1001 words that are related to register when it comes to school. Now, this is our assignment, okay? The instruction here says write 10 other registers on school as well as their dictionary meaning. Now, when you check the dictionary for any of this, they could give you different definitions, okay? But the context or register use is what I am concerned about, okay? If you find the word suspension, suspension can also be more or less like a drug or something, or so should I say medication? And then this kind of, they put a name before it and say so suspension. So be conscious of the word that is related to school. So you need to write 10 of them and their dictionary meaning. Don't just give me the dictionary meaning, but the one that has a relation to school. In subsequent classes you will do more, but however, when you find anything difficult or you have questions to ask, you know the right channel to do that.